Hi, I'm Dr. Yvette Kennedy, and I am the mother of 4 children, all of them whom graduated from college, and 3 of them got 10-year scholarships for college, full ride. Um, and I'm here today to tell you what I did for them that I think helped them to get those types of scholarships. I know that it is only by the grace of God that they got them, um, but I think that He gave me some insight on what to do. Now, I didn't know I was doing this while I was raising them or while we were raising them. I didn't know that this was the impact that it would have on them, but I found that out once I started getting grandchildren. And my grandchildren were excelling academically. So I realized that what I did for my children wasn't just the norm thing. That what I did for my children, I was doing with my grandchildren. And they started excelling so much until my daughter says, Mom, it's something that you're doing. Um, when I take the kids around other children their age, they're like light years ahead of them. They know so many more things. So with that, I started being very, very, very intentional in what I would teach them. Since then, I have learned that when a child is from 0 to 3 years old, that is the time that their brain develops the most. Like 80% of the nerve connections in their brain are happening then, which instills in them memories. They learn languages, and they learn to respond. So they're learning all of those things. And there are actually 1 million nerve connections made per second in that 0 to 3 year old time frame. So with that, it's like, you may have said before, boy, she's like a little sponge, your baby, but they're learning everything in this big world that they came into. Wow, there's a lot going on. So there, those little nerve endings are just connecting and firing and going together so fast until they are literally like sponges. So again, I'm Dr. Yvette Kennedy, and I am here today to share with you some things that my children and my grandchildren are doing now to make them succeed and to make them love learning and to make them excel academically. So, what I wanted to do today was just give you a tidbit on how you can incorporate math into your toddler's daily routine. And there are 5 things. I said 5 ways to incorporate math into your daily routine. That is, these are just really simple things that you can do with your toddler that are fun things and they are learning. And if you do it on a consistent basis, then it just becomes a part of them. They're listening to everything that you say, everything that you do. They are watching you. So, with that being said, let's get on to the first thing that I do. Um, since my 1 year old grandchild was 6 months old, since I first started keeping him, we have steps in our house, and the play area is downstairs. So, what I do is every time we're going downstairs, I will hold him, or while I'm holding him, well, he's able to go down the stairs by himself now, but I am behind him. So I'm really excited about that because he's getting a little heavier too. But as we go down the steps, I will go one step at a time, and hi there, I will go one step at a time, and I will count each step. So I just count every day, every time we go up and down the steps. Sometimes it's 2 times a day, sometimes it's always two because you go down and you have to go back up. But sometimes it's 4 times. But every time I'll just count, and he is really listening when I do. So whether I'm holding him or whether he's coming down or going up by himself, I'll count the steps, and I just do like 2 steps on one. I'll say 1, and then step down the next one, 2, step down the next one, 3, step down the next one, 4, and we do that all the way to 15. And I could have almost sworn that yesterday when we were counting, I heard him say 10 and 11, but I couldn't get him to say it again. So, but maybe it was just me with wishful thinking, but I thought for sure he said that because we were going down the sequence. But they do learn that way, okay? And it's just, you're not changing anything. It doesn't take any extra time. That's if you have stairs in your home, and it is something that you can do on an everyday basis. Also, with the stairs, I do have a gate. I have a child lock gate on those stairs so that once we're down here, he cannot go back up by himself, okay? Even though I'm always down here with him, I just, put it there so that he can roam freely. So the child safety gate is a must. That is a must. Okay, so that was the first thing. I count the steps. And you can do that from the time they're born, and get that started. Okay, so now the next thing is counting fingers. So you have these with you all the time. And so you can count your fingers. 1, and you just count them slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just get a little excited when I finish with all the fingers. And so I do that, and I did that first. And when I did the 5, I say, give me 5. And then I would show him how to give me 5. I would show him how. I would hold his little hand, and I would put it up here so that he could give me 5. So now when I count for him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he is anticipating, and I say, give me 5, and he does it, and he just laughs. He just laughs. So anyway, that is one thing that you can, that's another thing. That's the second thing. But I don't just stop at 5. So like maybe the first week or two, we just did it to 5. And then I introduced 6, 7, and you give them time to understand what you're doing and to register what you're doing. 8, 9, 10. And I say, 10. And then he just laughs. He likes it. So you guys try this with your toddlers. Please try it with your toddlers and see if you get the same response. If you do, send me a comment and let me know that you got it. But I'll say 10 and 10, and they just really, he laughs so much. So anyway, that's that. And then now I'm trying to teach him to give me 10. That one's not quite as easy as the 5 was, but he's getting it eventually. But I have to help him with it. And then after I show him the first time, then he'll do it the second time. Okay, but he doesn't just do it. And he's 1 year and 1 month old. No, he's 1 year and 2 months old today. So that's the second thing. Okay, first thing was counting the steps. Second thing was counting your fingers. Third thing, counting food, okay? This does not take any extra, well, maybe a little extra time because you're going to cut the food up, but they can't eat big food anyway. And this is for, well, like I said, he's 1 now, so he has the agility in his fingers to start picking up things. So I do it with bananas, and I'll do it with his breakfast sausage. But I cut it up into small pieces, and then I'll put it on his tray, And then I will take his finger, I'll take his pointer finger, and we'll count the pieces. And I just touch his finger to the food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so now it's mealtime. So he'll do what I tell him to do, or what I hold his finger to do. He'll do it, and then as soon as we finish, he picks one up and eats it. And I say 6. Okay, 6 minus 1 equals 5. And then I take his little finger and we count the 5 that are left. And then he'll hurry up and eat the other one, and then there'll be 4. I said, okay, 5 minus 1 is 4. And so we go on like that until we finish. And then I cut up some more banana and give it to him, or sausage and give it to him like that. So that's 3 ways that you can incorporate learning numbers and math into your toddler's daily routine. Okay, so number 4. Now, if you guys have seen me before, you know that I am a big advocate of these puzzles. And this one is a number puzzle. When you get yours, get the ones that, if you can get the ones that are recessed, or if you can get a plastic one, but get the ones that are larger. For the younger they are, the larger is better. So I have my little, I keep all my puzzle pieces in these little Ziploc bags. This one has seen better years, but it is still functional, okay? And I still have all the pieces. So I'll have him pick one at a time, and he reaches his little hand in here, and he picks out a number. Now, it's not in any order, so he's learning the numbers, and he's not just learning them in sequence. So anytime that he sees this number, he'll know what it is once he gets it, okay? And so then we go to the puzzle, and I have him slide it in, and he's at the point where he can slide it himself. I taught him to take his pointer finger and slide it over. But before we do this, this is a good little puzzle. Before we put this on it, I tell him where it is, and then we count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. And then I put it on the puzzle. Well, he puts it. I put it here, and then he slides it in with his pointer finger. And then once he gets it, I say, good job, good job. And I'll clap his little hands. And now, I used to clap them myself, and now he claps them himself. He did the funniest thing today, guys. He took all the clothes out of the drawer. Not all, but a couple of pieces. And I said, no. And he looked at me. I said, put it back. And do you know, he picked it up and put it back in the drawer. Of course, it wasn't folded the way that it was when he pulled it out, but I was just so proud of him. I said, that's my big boy. So, you know, you have to give them congratulations. You have to applaud them so that they'll know that they've done something good. Okay, so this is the 4th way, number puzzles. And with this one, it has pictures with the number that is, okay? And like actually on this one, it has 10 rows of yarn. So I would say 10 rows of yarn, okay? This one has like goats. I'll say 2 goats. Goats make the sound ma, and we do things like that. So you're getting different things in with just the numbers, so it's not so monotonous. Okay, so that's puzzles. And those are very interactive for them. And then, of course, always put your puzzle pieces back up. And I said this one has seen its better days. It has. And then I put them back. in their jar, repurposed coconut oil jar. Okay. And then he helps me screw the top back on too. Okay, so now the last way that I'm going to, things that I'm going to share with you is a song. Okay, and that's the song, I've sung it before for you, but it's one little, two little, three little angels, four little, five little, six little angels, seven little, eight little, nine little angels, 10 little angels flying all around. And then I speed it up. I'll say again. One little, two little, three little angels, four little, five little, six little angels, seven little, eight little, nine little angels, 10 little angels flying all around. Again, one little, two little, three little angels, four little, five little, six little angels, seven little, eight little, nine little angels, 10 little angels flying all around. So you get the point. You can do it as many times as you want to, as fast as you want to, and usually the last time I do it, I will slow back down. Okay, mainly because I'm tired. All right, so now I also wanted to share with you guys this book that it's not my favorite book, but man, he responded to this book so well. I was with him and I was actually I was sitting in the back of the car. Okay, we were both sitting in the back of the car and I was trying to keep him awake. So we started looking at my first body board book by DK. Let's see. Discover more at www.dk.com. Okay, if you're interested in maybe getting it, but you can get any book that's similar to this. Now this is a board book, okay, because at this age they try to tear up everything, but it was so interesting because like I said, it wasn't my favorite book, but it has all the different body parts on it. And I guess it looks like a real baby since it's a photograph. And he was very intrigued with it. He would just he would touch the part that was on the baby picture, and then he would I would touch his body part. So actually, your toddler will be learning anatomy and physiology because they'll be learning the parts of the body. And then here, this was really, really, really cute because when I showed him the tongue, I showed him the eyes and I showed him his tongue and then I showed him my tongue. Now, usually with all my grands and my children, the tongue is the first thing that they really kind of grasp and can make move like you make things move, as you know, as opposed to doing hand movements or things like that. You can say tongue, and you show their tongue, and he started to sticking his tongue out, and it was so funny. So I said tongue, and and so he was having a good time with it. So, and he laughed. He laughed when I would stick mine out. But the tongue is one of the first body parts in my experience that your toddler will try to imitate. Okay. And also it has like eyes and hair, different kinds of hair, and it has the hands and the feet. And so these are, I mean, it was just a really good book, and it kept him very, very involved and very interested in it. Now, so that was the book of the day. Oh, so when we were doing this, I thought of this old saying, or it's not really a nursery rhyme, I don't think. But anyway, it's a thing that I guess I remember it from my childhood, but I used to do it with my children and my grandchildren. So when we were doing this, I just thought of it. So I'm going to share it with you. Hey, Carla. Okay, so I'm going to share it with you, and it's going to help them to know their body parts and their senses. So I would say, eyedropper, and I would touch his eyes. Yeah, you make sure you're touching the eyelids, okay? Eyedropper, eyedropper. No, I'm sorry. Eye winker, and then you wink, okay? Nose dropper, nose dropper. And then you say ear hearer, and you touch his ears or her ears. Ear hearer, and you now when you're doing this with them and you're doing it with you so that you can show them where it is, okay? But you're also doing it on their body as well, and you can even take their little fingers and touch it with their fingers too, okay? And then the next part of the thing says mouth eater, and then it says tongue taster. And then the fun part for the child is always chin chopper, chin chopper, chin chopper. And that just, they really start laughing when you do that. Chin chopper, chin chopper, chin chopper. Okay, so guys, let's go over it one more time, okay? Eye winker, you wink your eye. Ear hearer. Nose dropper. Mouth eater. Tongue taster, and chin chopper, chin chopper, chin chopper. All right, and those were the things that we went over today. Okay, well, not everything, but they're the things that I'm just going to share with you today. Now, guys, I lost my video from yesterday, so I don't know what happened to it. So just in case that it's lost forever, I wanted to go back over the summer springboard pre-college program, okay? They are having the scholarships. They have 3 scholarships that they are going to fully pay for the whole summer program, okay? And it's summer springboard pre-college program. Okay, so you look that up, Summer Springboard Pre-College Program. Now, I would give you more and more information, but I figure if you are a self-starter and if you are motivated or your child is motivated, then you're going to find out the information if you really want it. I will tell you these things about it. I found it when I was going to Georgia Tech to look for a cousin of mine, and I found that this program, it is for middle schoolers and for high schoolers, okay? Middle school and high school. This scholarship application just opened on, well, I got an email in my email on February the 3rd, but it ends, the deadline is March 1st, okay? It seems like it's a pretty easy application to fill out. It's only 1,000 to 1,200 words for an essay that you have to write, and it will pay for the pre-college programs at places like, I mean, very prestigious colleges like Columbia, Georgia Tech, as I mentioned at first, MIT, Duke, UC Berkeley, UCLA. And the thing of it is that 2 of these scholarships, now they're offering 3, 2 of these scholarships are they are reserving for people of color, students of color. Okay, so when you go to their website, you won't see very many of us, okay? But they're trying to do something to help, okay? And every little bit counts. So, not a whole lot of people probably even know about the scholarship. But these programs cost a lot of money, okay? Now, they are for people who have financial need. Now, This is the good part. They consider financial need a household that makes less than $100,000 a year. Okay? So a lot of people fall into that category. And even though there are only 3 scholarships, guess what? If you have the idea that, that's only 3, I wouldn't get it, then you're not going to get it. But you must apply to even have a chance. Okay? So that is the end of what I was going to say, and that is the Summer Springboard Pre-College sessions or programs. Okay? Summer Springboard. Okay? Got it? Everybody got it? All right. So, again, I am Dr. Yvette Kennedy. If I've said anything that has helped you, then please subscribe to my channel. And you can contact me at Yvette, Dr. Yvette, at YvetteKennedy.com. Dr. Yvette at YvetteKennedy.com. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate it so much. And you guys have an awesome afternoon.